Good morning, everybody. We're off to a little bit of a late start today.
They're big, lumbering, stupid things. They'd be everywhere if we didn't eat them.
Oh my goodness. Thank you. One prismatic. Appreciate that very much. And you reminded me. I need to go peek at the stream element stuff. Your old pal Jason was up too late last night, so we had to sleep in this morning. 12:30 is late for this old man. So let's see. You're new.
Well, you know, it's just a basic multimedia package, nothing special.
And you're new.
You know, it's just a basic multimedia package, nothing special.
So thanks again to One Prismatic for the follow. Liam Walty and Snicker. Thank you guys. We're going to get started here in just a minute. Excuse me. Waiting for the coffee to get a little farther along. In the meantime, there is a pinned link in each of the chats. That is the game we're going to be streaming on Mondays starting tomorrow. We'll wrap up with the vote tally at the end of this stream. So if you haven't gone over there and voted yet, click that link, go over there and vote. Whatever wins is what we will start streaming tomorrow night. Obviously, if you're watching the stream on something else, you watch it wherever you want. That was just the easiest place to set the poll up, other than doing it on the website's fine, but it takes a minute. And I was feeling lazy. Ain't even gonna lie about that. I love La Mulana so much. It's so good. Like to hear those mini boss guys cover this. I think that'll be all right. All right, we need some Minecraft. Goodness gracious, I'm gonna die. How do you spell Minecraft? There it is.
Just a basic multimedia package, nothing special.
I don't know why that's playing twice. We'll never figure this out. It's a mystery, and it will remain one. Sorry, Minecraft. I reckon these mounts of mayhem ain't big enough for the two of us. Dungeon Descent. Free out on Best West Stables. Custom mount charms. Spearing dummy blocks. That's great. That's great. One of the downsides to streaming Minecraft once a week that occurred to me, I think later the same day, last Sunday, was I wanted to play more and I couldn't play more because I didn't want to start doing a bunch of crap and then, you know, it not be on the stream. So, hi, welcome back. I did, when we had our stream on Monday, not the Sunday morning Minecraft stream, but our regular stream, playing a bunch of really intense arcade shoot 'em up action, like that one where the guy was gonna burn the evil gods with his aura while the other guy was holding the teddy bear. Not making that up if you didn't catch it. Excuse me. One of the, well, I think almost all of the games, actually. Grab that. One of the games, at least, was very busy, and the bitrate was just not good enough. So I've upped it a little bit for this stream and all future streams. So we'll see if it makes any difference. Hopefully so. I mean, I realize my audio and video quality. Oh, poor guy. He's on fire. You'll make me popular, strange file TPP7TGG. Well, unfortunately, not a serf, I am not. So, through the windows? See, I'm still not used to the new lighting effects. That's really cool. It's like the dumbest little thing. Like, there's sunshine in a video game. Wow. Amazing. I'm old enough to remember when the sun in video games wanted to kill you. But no, this is Minecraft, and that's not something that's usually happened before. All right. You got a creeper over there. We don't want that. We got a dirt on the roof. We don't want that. That one managed to get out of the boat somehow. I hope he's embraced by Davy Jones or something. I don't know. Pardon me. This wouldn't be a bad spot for a little corral. Oh, this one I finished. We didn't finish this last time. Oh, and I don't have a shovel. So, I mentioned that I wanted to keep playing, but I didn't want to keep playing in this world, just because, you know, we're in this together. You and me. We're a team. Kind of like the A-Team. Voltron or something. So, I was sitting on the couch and not really finding a movie that sounded interesting. Which happens a lot sometimes. And so like, well, you know what? It's still on sale. I'll buy it and put it on my Xbox, which I think, by the way, is garbage. I've bought this game already. It's the same account. Didn't have to buy it twice. That's my thoughts. I have many thoughts on this cross-platform stuff. But so I downloaded it against some better judgment. We should put a flag on this. I claim this land for me. So I downloaded it, installed it, all that. It took 1,000,000 years for some reason. Very slow on the Xbox. And I started playing it, and my God, playing this with a controller is just about the worst thing I can think of. It's like before I had like real, I shouldn't say real. If you're not familiar with what a horribly old person I am, I've been doing YouTube stuff for like 17 years, 16 years, something like that. Been a long damn time. Anyway, and I didn't have your fancy schmancy Xboxes and your PlayStations. So when I needed a controller, I used a Super Nintendo controller, right? And it was great because a lot of the games I was playing were just emulated, you know, 16 and 8-bit games. It was fine. And then like I should try this Dark Souls game. That looks fun. Well, ain't gonna work with my controller. I'll use a keyboard. I can do that. And let me tell you, don't do that. That was bad. I'm sure somebody out there can do it. I do not have the hand dexterity to be able to play Dark Souls with a keyboard. And that's like playing Minecraft with a controller. That was that whole story. Moral of the story is I talk too much. Now, if this is a cave and not a chasm, we might be onto something, but it looks kind of chasmy. And I don't want to spend a whole lot of time like terraforming here. I was thinking at one point, like, well, what if I don't build a house? What if we just go and like hollow out and live in a cave or something? I haven't done stuff like that in a while. But I don't know, something with the new way the mic stands get bumped. It really hasn't improved my overall Minecraft experience. There seems to be fewer caves and more chasms, and chasms don't really work for what I want to do. I mean, I could probably do some weird, I don't know, city on stilts kind of thing. Then it wouldn't be a city, it would be just a, you know, a house. No, I know we don't need this. We'll slowly start to fill that in. Yes, cow. I hear and obey. Take some water out of there. Might as well use it while we got it. Where do we want to put this? Where should this go? I know we got water right there, but that's different water. I know we got water right there, but that's different water. We need this water. This is special water. From a spring in Denmark. Far away from where the something rotten is. But to me, it is a prison. There. That takes care of that. I'd like there to be not such a dramatic drop as we walk out the front door. So we're going to work on that a little bit. Bling bong phone, hello. There's something glowy over here at night, and I thought it was going to be more of those, whatever those plants by the corner of the house are. Pardon me. But I don't see any, so must have been hallucinating. My God. Man. We'll eventually fill that in too. I don't know. Name is it? My goodness. I am sorry. Coffee will make it better. Coffee will make it right. Coffee's like a band-aid for all the things deep down inside. Or booze. Either or. Man, see, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this isn't great. The lava's coming down, and it's lighting all of this up. That doesn't look like the same kind of light down there. Interesting. We'll delve more into this later. It's almost bedtime. We need food. We've got some more outdoors stuff to work on. There's a horse, you know. Just things happen when you're not looking. Horses, just boom. Right there. It's not even horses like the YouTube channel, which is great. They're different horses. We have so much coal. How did we get so much coal? There's just a lot of it around. Dump all of that in there. We need a shovel. We will make one shovel. I was talking about movies earlier, and I've watched a couple over the week, and I just want to share them with you. The first one I watched is called V, or Vi, depending on how you choose to pronounce it. There's Endersman's out there. And it is a Soviet horror film. A rare Soviet horror film about a priest who is commissioned to go and do 3 nights of prayer over a woman who has just died. A woman of a wealthy estate. So obviously his bishop, I believe it would be in this situation, is like, nope, you're going. Go. Well, it turns out the lady who died is someone he's had an encounter with previously that didn't end well for anybody. And without giving too much away, you know, there's a whole night of like demons crawling out of the walls and things like that. It's a very good game. Very good game. It was a very good movie. It started off kind of silly, but got pretty good pretty fast. And the ending sequence is just amazing. You know, it's 60-something years old, so it's all practical effects. And yeah, it was very good. Would recommend. And it didn't occur to me, because of the title of the film, Vi, or V, or whatever, that this was the same V who is a boss in La Mulana. I don't need no... Yeah. I didn't want no trouble. You weren't playing it cool. So, anyway. The Vi, whatever, in La Mulana, the boss of the Inferno Cavern. It's the big eyeball guy. And he's got 2 little demons that come down and open up his eyelid, because his eyelids are so big and heavy he can't do it himself. And then he shoots lasers at you and all this other stuff, as demons do. But he's a character. He's in this movie that like I said, didn't even occur to me, bared his name. And the eyelid thing is consistent. He's not a giant underground eyeball monster, but pretty close. Anyway, great movie. It's on Tubi. It is subtitled because it's in Russian, and the subtitles aren't the best. There's at least 2 times in the film where someone is speaking and the subtitles just read speaking Russian. That's where the light was coming from. Uh-oh. I don't need that. I don't need you creeping around my back door, Gordon Lightfoot. One of the other movies I watched, kind of, sort of, described as a gothic horror, but I don't totally know if I agree with this description. And I'm not 100% sure how to pronounce this one either. It's QAS, which I would pronounce as COS. Where did I get glowstone? Oh, The Witch. COS. QAS. And COS is a movie that takes place in Kazakhstan in the, I think, the 30s. And it's during the reign of Stalin, that guy who never really got down to business. And little villages, the plague is here. I need fences. We're gonna build us some fences. There's a lot of sickness and famine and, you know, bad times all around. And so the regional commander and one of the villagers get together and, like, we just need to send a letter to, you know, the nearest metropolitan area and tell them we need food. We just need to do that. It's like, well, who are we going to send? So they decide to send the gravedigger. So he loads up his wagon and his little brother and a soldier to go with him for protection, and they have to take this 3 or 4 day wagon ride to town. Need more sticks for that. And they're pretty bleak. I think that's I talked about it on Blue Sky a little bit, and that was the one word I said I could use to describe that movie, was bleak. It is a bleak movie. It's very good, though. The acting was really good. The cinematography was really, really good. They really went out of their way to just make you feel just how just lonely and cold the steppes are, you know, because it's that kind of northwestern Europe, near Mongolia, Russian border, all that kind of thing. I don't think there's any official, like, Tuvan folks in the movie, but kind of that area. And, just a lot of landscape, which is just nothing. And a lot of darkness at night. And someone may or may not be crazy. You know, one of those kind of things. And the ending is not, it's not like a sad ending, but it's not joyful. It's very ambiguous. I think it was really good. I would watch it again when I'm in the right mindset for it, because I was not in the right mindset for it when I watched it. And it's kind of long. It's about 2 hours. Also on Tubi. I've been trying to whittle down what's in my list over there, and there's a lot of quote unquote, well, not quote unquote, it's just foreign horror movies. Stuff I wouldn't find anywhere else. I'm just like, I want to try this. It's been good. It's been a very good experience overall. And then last night, so yesterday afternoon, I wanted to play a game. I wanted to do something just kind of short and kind of new and kind of fun. So we can talk about this a little bit because it's an upcoming Let's Play now. RZ to the Jewel of Faramore, which is that fan game made to pay homage to the CDI Zelda games. So I sat down, I was like, I'm just going to play this for a little bit and record a little bit and see how I feel about it. You know, I can play and record an episode, and then if it's good, I can keep going. And if I don't like it, I can stop, but I'm not out a bunch. I ended up playing for like 3 hours, just straight. It was so fun. It's a good game. It's a very good game. And if you like, you know, and here's the thing. Here's the thing. We all know the CDI Zelda games, not really the best. But according to a good friend of mine, Seb, Half-Blind Gamer over on YouTube, the games aren't all that bad. It's just like the cutscenes are really, you know, cheap, obviously. The voice acting wasn't particularly good. But gameplay-wise, you know, according to Seb, there's nothing wrong with them. And I trust his opinion on that. Seb's from Holland, and he grew up playing these games. And he doesn't have any weird, like, nostalgia thing for, like, oh, no, it was so much better than you remember. Like, because he still plays them. And he will say, you know, this is fine, this is not fine. Like, having to use items is not fine. But that's a restriction of the hardware. Because the controller only has 2 buttons. Now, speaking of hardware, those games, Wand of Gamelon and Faces of Evil, should not have been possible on the CDI because the CDI doesn't allow music and soundtracks at the same music and sound effects at the same time, like, you know, old like home PC 8-bit games. You couldn't do that. You could have one or the other. You couldn't do both. But somehow they figured out how to get this game to do both. So I got to give them credit for that. But anyway, playing this RZ game, if the CDI Zelda games play like that, it'd be a blast to play. They would absolutely be a blast to play because they play really well. So anyway, I ended up playing, like I said, I was going to play for maybe 20, 30 minutes. I ended up playing for 3 hours. Recorded the whole thing. Realized like, oh, I haven't had any food today. You know, this is terrible. So went inside, had some food. Watched a little movie called The Ninth Configuration, which was based on a story by William Peter Blatty, the guy who wrote The Exorcist. And I haven't seen that movie in a long time, ladies and gentlemen. And it is still a really good movie. And I would recommend it. Doesn't answer any, you know, big theological questions or anything, but it asks more questions than it answers, I guess. William Peter Blatty, graduate of Georgetown, theologian, writer, actor, director, you know, did a lot of stuff. He wrote a couple movies, which he called his Trilogy of Faith. I think that was the name. Anyway, and those movies are The Exorcist 1 and 3 and The Ninth Configuration. The Exorcist 2, he had nothing to do with. And thank God for that, because The Exorcist 2 is... It's a movie. It's an okay movie, but it's a bad Exorcist movie. It's, even with... oh, what's his name in it? I had it. I can't remember it. Don't get old, folks. Richard Burton, who I love. Richard Burton's a phenomenal actor, but even he could not save The Exorcist 2. James Earl Jones turns into a tiger and roars at locusts, and it's just weird. It's just weird. Right, Armadillo? Armadillo's with me. I got the point they were trying to make in the second Exorcist movie, but I don't know. I don't know what they were trying to do with it. I mean, they were trying to make money with it, obviously, but the idea presented in The Exorcist 2 is that, you know, the great evil, I don't remember what they call it. I don't think they call it Satan or anything like that. But the great evil, in order to bring despair to mankind, is finding and driving out healers, spiritual healers, physical healers, whatever. And Reagan from the first movie was supposed to be like, her future was one of mental health kind of stuff. She was gonna, I don't remember exactly. It's been a long time since I've seen it. But she was going to be one of these healers, and, you know, the great evil. Satan, Pazuzu, Legion, whichever version you want to go with. You know, wasn't too excited about that. So, thus possession, thus this, thus that. Which doesn't jive because there was the whole Father Merrin history. But the Father Merrin history was all retconned after the fact, and it was retconned so poorly. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know if you're aware of this. I'm aware of this because I heard about it and I thought, no. Even as a cash grab, don't do that. But no, it happened. So they made a prequel movie which talks about the very first exorcism Father Merrin ever did. And that movie bombed. It was awful. It had a Skarsgård in it back before Skarsgårds were everywhere. So, like, you know, it could have been good. Premise was kind of iffy, but you know, you get good actors, you can make something work. Need some dirt. But I watched it, and my God, it was just horrible. It was horrible. So here's where the plot thickens. Woo-hoo. As I fall down a hole. Here's where the plot thickens with the Exorcist prequel. Because it flopped so hard, and there was some obligation to something about this movie, they made another one. There's 2 Exorcist prequels that star the same people doing the same thing. One's just a little different than the other, but the second one uses clips from the first one. It's just awful. I remember watching it. I was probably a little drunk. And just, I've seen this before. Not this movie, but I've seen this exact thing happen. And I watched them like a week apart. I've seen this exact thing happen. And it is direct. I went back to the first prequel, and I tracked it down, and they're just directly lifted. There are shots that are just directly lifted from the first prequel. And that, ladies and gentlemen, tells you all you need to know about the Exorcist prequels, about the attitude toward the Exorcist 2 at the time, I think. It's just not good. It's not good. You shouldn't do that. Don't do that. It's not good to do things like that. All right, we want... We're going to build a garden. Plant a garden. We're going to garden. And I can never quite remember that whole way. How far from a block of water the irrigation goes. So we're going to test that right now. Now let's go. We'll try that. I know that's too far. Just want to see. Don't you walk over here and ruin my thing. I just did this thing. That's right, pal. Just keep on walking. That's not keeping on walking. 3, 4. I think it's 5. I think that's it. I think that's where it stops. So we'll go with that. That one went a little farther up. This is fine. Torch by the gate so we can find it, should we ever need to find it in a hurry. I really don't like these trees because they're a pain in the butt to cut down. We started to fill that in last time. Anyway, talking about movies. 9th configuration. Very good. Went in, watched it. Had some food. Came back out like an hour later and recorded the last episode of Arzette and the Jewel of Faramore. Got through the game in just under 4 hours. There's a lot of backtracking, and a lot of that backtracking was just because, you know, I didn't know where I was going or what the hell I was doing. That's how it goes sometimes. We have 1 melon seed. Not a lot. Wheat seeds. Sure, I picked up some pumpkin seeds somewhere, but I guess not. Sugar cane with us. So, speaking of Let's Plays, Dragon Quest XI still currently going on. We'll be with Dragon Quest XI for some time still. We've talked about that multiple times. I need to make a switch for that. That would be handy. Dream game we're going to talk about here in a little bit. Well, we're not going to talk about it in a little bit. We're going to find out what the hell we're doing here in a little bit. I need some more of that fence. No, I need fence for pumpkins, not melons. Okay. No, it'll work. Sorry, I'm dumb. Here's where I do the obligatory Patreon plug. So if you visit patreon.com, Jason's Groove Machine, or via the website at the bottom left of your screen, put you there, you there, the wheat over here. every month there's going to be a new Let's Play going up complete. Right now it's Castlevania, Harmony of Dissonance as the current Let's Play happening over there. Next month there'll be a new one. Month after that there'll be a new one. They're all, like I said, 100% complete. Don't mess around and put up half Let's Plays. But if you want the early access for those, it's $5. $5 a month. That also gets you, I don't want to say the right, the privilege, something. It gets you also the ability to vote, or not vote, to recommend, suggest games for our streams. $3 a month will get you that and nothing else. But yeah, that's something you're into. We need some water over here for these. If I remember right. I don't exactly remember the rules for sugar cane. It doesn't grow naturally in the way it should. Or, like, if you want to plant your own, it doesn't work the same way. So, yeah, this month, if you sign up, you get Harmony of Dissonance. Also this year is going to be Castlevania Circle of the Moon, Destiny of an Emperor, Metroid Fusion, GoldenEye, the NES one. This RZ game is going to be a Patreon first thing. And got a couple more on the list that I haven't done yet. Now, I don't want to pay $5 to watch your crummy Let's Plays, Jason. They're not worth $5. You're right. So, the other thing is, these are just early access. They're not exclusives. So, they will eventually find their way to my YouTube channel. It's just going to be later. Kind of something. Because Dragon Quest XI and some of these other RPGs I do are taking so long. And there's going to be more in the future. Just because I finished the Final Fantasy Dragon Quest thing doesn't mean I'm not going to do any more. There will be more later. But this is something to do during those. You know what I'm saying? Like while we wait for the Dragon Quests and all that to finish. So if you want to watch them, great. If not, you don't have to. It's totally fine. It's not like there's 300 plus other videos or Let's Plays that you can browse through if you want. If you want more of this exciting content. Right? Looking at naked sheep. You know, what else do you want? What else do you want from life? I ask you. What else do you need? You don't need nothing. You don't need no more than that. So, end of Patreon plug thing. Great. Where'd all you zombies come from? Jesus Christ, kid, how long are your arms? Shield wasn't really shielding, was it? Well, I think it's time to go back inside. Let's go inside. I think that's a good idea. Awful lot of evil out tonight. Not even nighttime. Okay. We need a pressure plate. And we need a button. Make buttons out of stone anymore? Used to. Need the pressure plate. Huh. Give me a button. That just seems like an awful lot of waste to go from that to that. I know you used to could make them out of stone. Oh, maybe it's got to be stone, not cobblestone. Jesus Christ. Anybody just feels like they can come in anytime they damn well please. The one downside to having a tall ceiling is these jerks show up. Okay. Need that fence again. Solves that problem. The hell else are we gonna do today? We need some more foodstuffs. That's an important thing. Take that bread. Take some torches. A little bit of that. Up some inventory space. Jesus Christ, buddy. Jesus Christ. Excuse you. Very rude. All right. A village would be handy. We don't have one handy. Minus 235. 69, 1407. Okay. In case we get lost. Will you stop moving my grass, please? I don't appreciate it. Just think, look at me. I've got arms showing off for the creepers. It ain't cool, pal. It ain't cool. What I would like to find are perhaps some pumpkins. Those pumpkins are good. But a village would be great, so we could get some potatoes and carrots, etc., etc. Oh, it shouldn't be so hard to reverse in a boat. Something odd over here. Man, there's a lot of coal in this world. This must be a young planet. Like in early civilization games. Like Civ 1, if you make the world young. Yeah, there's more minerals easily available. The coal not gonna come up. The stone comes up. Yeah, fine. We can always come back. There's a lot of it. I'm assuming this green poking up out of the water over here is just seaweed. Help. Or invisible. Now that we get close. It was a mirage. One of those rare ocean mirages. You're out on the lifeboat for days at a time. You look off in the distance, you're like, oh, an Arby's. Then you question yourself. I'd get me one of their chicken clubs. That's a good sandwich. I don't much care for the one thing that they're famous for, you know, killing people. No. Don't at me, Arby's. I saw slime. Okay, that's weird. Hi, dolphin. I don't have any fish or I'd feed you. No, I'm not a big fan of their roast beef down at the Arby's. Down over there at the Arby's there. Yeah. But I think their chicken sandwich is really good. Take this opportunity to get some sand. There's not a lot of sand over at the homestead. You guys making that noise? I thought I heard a creeper hiss. Do it again. Just gonna try and ride the turtle. What's wrong with that? Should be harder to turn a boat that's not moving than reverse a boat. Just because that's how boats work. You know what I'm saying? Oh, no. Let's see. We have a map, but I didn't bring it. That's why we write down coordinates. We don't need no stinking maps. Oh, website. So this used to be Sunday morning website work because we would come out on Sunday morning and work on the website together for an hour or two, right? And we don't do that anymore because the website's basically done. There is some new formatting I'm working on. The first 50, 60, maybe longer % of the stuff I did was really not very efficient. But it got the job done, and then obviously sometime much later, I figured out a better way to do it, but it did require some different formatting. So, stuff. I'm going back and redoing what I'd already done with the old formatting, so the new formatting and the old formatting are consistent. We'll do some of that while this is done. I also have all those RZ videos I need to encode. So we'll do some. I probably don't need to, but I like adding some transitions and stuff. So anyway, that'll be a thing we'll do. So if you go and visit the website and like, hey, this looks funny or this isn't working, it's probably because I am currently working on it. But if you do come across something that's not working, please do let me know. You know. Whoop. That was weird. I don't see any signs of life, ladies and gentlemen. This is concerning. I mean, it's not really concerning. There are other times, you know, you create a world, and I've had worlds. Oh, there's the buildings. I've had worlds that I've created where, like, I will be centrally located with like 5 different villages. You know what I mean? It's like you can see 3 of them from where you're standing, and by the time you get to 2 of them, you can see 2 more. And then you have stuff like this where you just, you know, you go forever and there's no one to be found. This guy broke in and stole all our books. You're right. Did. What's this? Ooh. Thing had 2 doors. Don't see that very often. It's one of them multi-leveled villages. Also getting dark. If I had an empty bed, I could sleep in one, but I don't want to do that and then reset my spawn. Guys, we found pants. That's great news for us. One of those with me. You know, I wanted to find a village so we could find some food. These guys don't seem to believe in food. Yeah, I'm going to take them just so I can take this. That's a melon. Just not the kind of food I was looking for. Oop. What do you got? What garbage? Why you guys got so much garbage? I'm doing you a favor by getting rid of this crap. All right. My eye itched. Excuse me. It is my goal, ladies and gentlemen, this year to go and see an ENT guy about this hacking and coughing I've been doing for my whole life. It's my goal. Oof. You leave my friend alone. He doesn't even know me yet. Never mind, he doesn't have anything. Do what you want. I don't think we need a second blast furnace. I don't think we need orange glazed terracotta. You hear a cat. We can take a cat home. I don't have what I need to make a fishing rod, but we could totally make that happen. Kid zombie had better range than you did. You had a sword. Let's do this. That's where the books were. I think we've hit every building. What's going on up there? Was that maybe a nether portal? We really should not go investigate. Which is exactly why I'm going to go investigate. Heard that coming. You know what? Maybe this was not a great idea. I changed my mind. Just gonna hide out in here. I don't want to leave and have to come back, you know. We had some materials we could fix our new hat, which is almost broken. I mean, it's gold. It ain't even really worth trying to fix, but still. And hold a mixed stack of items. Oh, I see. I kind of see. Melon doesn't heal much, but... it's what I got. I want to thank everybody who has attended these on and off, the Sunday morning website streams and these. I know it's Sunday morning, it's kind of early for a lot of folks, but your old pal Jason is, you know, whoop. What the hell did I do there? Oh, I see. I bumped the button. There's a lock button right above the number pad. This is a new keyboard. I've had it for about a week. Still learning how it works. Anyway, your old pal Jason is a creature of habit, and one of his vices is waking up ungodly early, even when he doesn't have to. I don't consider it ungodly early. I slept till 8 today, and 8 for me is like, God, are you sick? Are you okay? Do we need to call somebody? I've been out here at 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning streaming, and I've never understood that. Like, some people, I know that Wings of Redemption guy will stream, like he'll wake up at like 3 in the morning and go stream, and I don't understand that. Because my thought is like, well, who's on? You know, he streams because it's his job. I stream because I don't want to say I enjoy it. I don't hate it. But if I'm gonna be out here doing something, we'll turn it on. Maybe some folks show up. Maybe we do like a little impromptu, again, thank God, like an AMA kind of thing. I don't know. Maybe we just have fun. Maybe we just sit and bullshit for a couple hours. This is what I think, right? Like the old men who go to the diner every morning, without fail. Like if one of them doesn't show up, people start calling. It's that kind of thing. 'Cause I'm just an old man and I'm sitting drinking my coffee and we're just bullshitting. We're just talking about the world and how it's going to hell. That's all we're doing. It's exactly that. There's part of a nether portal here, which means there's part of a chest around here somewhere. Well, there's a chest around here somewhere. Usually. Aha! Oh, beautiful. All right. I think we need grass. I think we can get that in here. See, that was worth coming up here for. I can be happy with that. We will wear that one. It's gold, and gold armor does kind of suck, but compared to the no armor we had previously, that's okay. And now we're going to spend the rest of the time getting some coal, and then we'll head back home. Didn't get as much in terms of sustenance as we wanted. Maybe we talked to a couple of the villagers. Maybe someone can sell us carrots or a potato or something. So, anyway. I kind of... couple old men bullshitting at the diner. That's what we're doing. And, you get involved with the conversation as much as you want, and you don't as much as you want. And you pick on the topics. It's just... I find it's... I don't want to say, like, cathartic. It's almost like its own little mini therapy session. A decompression session. We'll call it that. Because, ladies and gentlemen, the world right now sucks. Pretty bad. Pretty hardcore. And, sometimes it's, you just gotta talk through things. Or you need a distraction from talking through things. I'll talk about damn near anything. Within reason. I don't need to get myself kicked off any platforms, but, it's not the end of the world if it happens. Like for some folks, if they they lost their YouTube or whatever. Like, oh God, what do I do? All those people freaking out about the TikTok ban. Well, you know, maybe that was not a wise decision to tether tether yourself to that wagon. Where's the source block? It's one of these. There we go. I lost some cobblestone, big deal. Thought there was a hole there. There was a sheep and then the sheep was just gone. Get out of my boat. That's my boat. Anybody see that? Okay, we're good. Interesting. Hello. No?
Huh?
How about you, pal?
Huh.
I don't get anything you want. You don't get anything I want. Well, if not for that armor, it's been a total waste of a trip. How long have we been playing? Hour 20? Let me go a little longer. Where'd Larry go? He was coming down here. I didn't see nobody. I don't know. I don't know, Larry. Sorry, pal. I'm out of here. Bye. Yeah, home is that way, so let's go this way a little, just a little longer. See if we can find anything interesting or exciting, or root vegetables. That's really all we're here for, root vegetables. Another portal. And more pumpkins over there. Armor. All the ingots. Need the rotten flesh for sure. Something else I really don't need. Really need that. Put on our boots. What else can go in there? It's a block of gold. Wouldn't mind having that. Oh, actually, I'm going to need the cobblestone back. Wood. That's no wood. So, get in the boat. We'll build us a crafting table real quick. I'm gonna go off that tree, but there's bees right there. I want to mess with the bees. I like bees. Speaking of, you know, little like cathartic therapy sessions. There's a thing. Used to be a thing. People would talk to their bees. How the hell did I screw that up that bad? Used to be a thing. You got to talk to the bees. That was your therapy session. Just tell them about the things that were going on in the world. Good times, bad times, you know, just go and talk to the bees. I like that idea. I've thought about getting some hives and raising bees of my own, my very own bees. But I don't know, man. I feel like it's a lot of work, and it's not the work that turns me off about doing it. It's like I wouldn't want to fail at it, and not because we're like, oh, I'm a failure, but like I killed bees. That would be the thing. Hello, how are you? Welcome to the fun times. Oh, you know what? That is probably not the best idea I ever had. Oh, and we didn't have iron. God damn it. I forgot. All right. Yep. Okay. I happen to think bees are very terribly important, and I wouldn't want something that important to be left in my care. I don't want to deal with them. It's very verdant over here. Much more so than where we're living. Get some more watermelon. Oh, there was pumpkin over there, wasn't there? You got 9. 9 pumpkins, plenty. EDU official. Somehow. And I'm not... Oop, that happened again. Not trying to, cast no aspersions here, but I'm not sure that you're totally official, EDU. And zombie has a hat. Anyway. One of these days, since they're doing all this other stuff, you too, pal. You too. Be safe. One of these days, I hope they fiddle with the torches. Another village. Okay. Of course, we found it at night. To make them cast light when you're just holding them, so you don't have to set them down. I think that would be neat. And I still think one of the most interesting items that could be put into Minecraft is the diving helmet. I just think that, you wear it on your head, right? And it lets you breathe underwater for a little bit. Not indefinitely, but for a little bit. Maybe it doubles your oxygen meter or something. You make it out of glass and a metal. Since copper is a thing now, you make it out of glass and copper. And it, you can put a pumpkin on your head. Get out of my boat. Put a pumpkin on your head. Why can't you put a, make a thing. Put that thing on your head. What do I want to get rid of? Because I would like this. So we can get rid of that oak sapling. Obviously, I was not prepared to bring back all the stuff. I just came out to get some potatoes, carrots. We talked about it. And just my luck that the first, that's not going to keep. Well, that's not keeping anybody in or out, I guess. Yeah, I just wanted some tubers. That's all I wanted. And then here we are. We got 5 gold shirts and some fancy shoes. More stuff than I really know what to do with. I have to beat that kid up if it doesn't get out of my boat. And we got to empty out some of this inventory. I mean, that's going to have to happen no matter what. No, we don't need those. We really don't need the chest. Chest says, don't really need that terracotta. Do we need a lodestone? I don't think we need a lodestone. All right. Let us continue. Looting the village stores. I guess they're not stored. They're just out here. So, pal, there's a... Excuse me, sir. Excuse me? There's a zombie right over there. Right over there. Right over there. Okay, well. May his death be on your hands, I guess. I tried, ladies and gentlemen. I tried. Now, that's carrots. That's beets. Did we see potatoes? There's potatoes. That's not potatoes. Yes, that's potatoes. I don't have room for potatoes. God damn it. It's an evil potato. You don't want evil potatoes. If they're shooting at you, you must be doing something right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, see you, pal. Gollum is just the least helpful guy. The least helpful guy. Alright, let's get a move on here. Back to home. So we need to go this way. That last number needs to be negative 1400. And that first number needs to be negative 235. So we're that way. I would like to take some of that bamboo, but I don't got room for it. That's okay. We got plenty. We can plant some carrots and potatoes and all that. We got some root vegetables. We got some pumpkins and some melon seed. Armor. We didn't do too bad. It was a long trip. It was a worthwhile trip, though. So just quick reminder, here in about half an hour, we'll wrap up. There is a pinned link in the chat of whatever service you're on. That is the link to vote on the game we're going to start streaming tomorrow night. It's the last day to get your votes in. So if you want to get your votes in, go get your votes in. And then whatever wins, we will start streaming tomorrow night, Monday, 6 p.m. Mountain Time, same places. That's how we do things. Just slow down that one number and speed up the other numbers. Yeah, more this way. Excuse me. And then we'll be back next Sunday morning, 8-ish a.m. Mountain Time, for more Sunday morning Minecraft. Oh, you know, I'm going the wrong way on one of those. Be going this way. Sorry, my bad. I didn't think that looked right. I was too busy watching the one number, not the other. Minus 235 and minus 1407. So I think we just need to go around this. Our y-axis isn't really important. We should start a kelp farm at one point. Kelp. It takes a long time to get it started, but once you get a decent kelp farm going, kelp, blocks of kelp burn really well. It just takes a while to get them started. If I need to drop the boat and walk, we'll do that. We're about 600 off on our Z number. We're about 200 off on our X number now. This way seems right. And we went a long way. This is the old timey going into town every 3 months, whether we needed to or not. That's a Zelda thing right there. A little hole. This is familiar. I recognize this. We should be not quite around the bend here. If I knew enough about setting up nether portals. Yeah, there's that little weird island thing we split up. I'm surprised those blocks are still there. If I knew enough about setting up nether portals, we want to go this way. I would totally set something up and use it to teleport these vast distances, but I don't. I thought I had it figured out once, and I tried it, and then it didn't work. There's home. Good job, boat. You made it. We should make like a real little dock pier thing here. I have a feeling we'll be boating a lot eventually. Excuse me. Okay. Exactly the most organized way to do this here. That's right. Beets have seeds in this game. All right. Yeah, we were looking at a button at one point. Oops, forgot. Let's empty out some of this inventory so we can actually work on some stuff here. There, put that in there, put the ingots in there. Armor can go in there. That can go in there. That chest out for now. Potatoes out. Books can go in there. Sand can go in there. All right. Shears. We got pumpkins. You know what that means, folks. You've watched me play Minecraft ever. We'll spend a lot of time setting up the finest light source that has ever existed in a video game. Jack-o'-lanterns. Get you going there. Let's go plant these pumpkins real quick. There. That there. We can get rid of this. So melons, if you don't know, will grow on any block adjacent to the vine. So if you do this, then they'll only have this one to grow on. You know, we've blocked this watermelon in, so it can only grow here. That pumpkin can only grow there. That's why I do that. This stuff out and around as it makes light. Let's make the home a little easier to find at night, hopefully. Excuse me. Okay. What a mess. Let's take these out. Iron out of that. Big gold these away. I know everybody's favorite part is the inventory management. It's mine too, really. I mean, how can it not be? Picking stuff up, putting it down somewhere else. That's the life, you know. Yeah, okay. So we need regular stone to make a stone button. Cobblestone won't work for stone buttons. Someone was wondering, why do you do that? Well, because sometimes I will come through the door and I will open it and I'll forget to close it. And then stuff walks in. So if you put a pressure plate on the inside, you don't have to open or close the door. It's like a, you know, grocery store. But you don't want to do that on the outside, because then if a zombie comes or a creeper and wants to get in, so you put a button. And eventually you replace your wooden door with an iron door, and then nothing can get in unless it pushes the button. And as far as I know, mobs in this game are still not smart enough to push buttons. As far as I know. So that's why I do it like that. I'm going to make another furnace. We have a blast furnace over there. I don't know if it works the same way. That's one way to find out. This is one of those things that is in the game that wasn't in the game when I played previously, so I don't... Yeah. Can't make a potato in that. This music is nice. So, the next thing I probably need to consider building is going to be an anvil. So I can start repairing some of this equipment. Doing terrible here. Okay, that's not... Is that enough to... No. It's 9. I thought it was 9. Okay. Let's just put about half of everything in here. Here's what we're going to do. Anything that is construction material will go in here. One of these days, we'll sit and, maybe next week, we're going to get a lot of inventory here. We'll work on my classic and well-loved storage system. Everybody loves my storage system. Everybody. They tell you otherwise, they're lying to you. So take those. That dirt doesn't go in there. I want those. That doesn't go in there. That's done. That fish is cooked, so we don't need to cook that. Potatoes are done. Yeah, I think we're okay. I have some more iron in here. Did. Just the one. It's lovely, isn't it? What the hell is this idiot doing? I wish I knew. I wish I knew. Okay. 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 Nothing cooking there. Nothing cooking there. Nothing needs cooking. Right? those potatoes because we could use some food. That bone. We can make some bone meal and get a little jump start on our farming here. Really, pal? Joke's on you. What a jerk. That there. Put one there. One there. There. One there. I think those will grow on top of a pumpkin. Very likely not. So let's not worry about that. There. This is overkill, but it's fine. I don't care. There. I love jack-o'-lanterns for light because you can bury them and it doesn't affect how they light. They're replenishable, not like glowstone. Because you just grow more pumpkins. Very easy. That's why I do it the way I do it. Anvil. Need an anvil. Best way to get an anvil is we need iron. We need a lot of iron. We could go all the way back and get some more iron. But I don't want to. It'll take us what I want to be the rest of the stream in terms of time just getting back there, so. So we ain't gonna do that. On my dirt? It's on my dirt. Let's work on filling this up a little bit. Oh, you know what? Hold on. There were some holes up here and we almost fell in one. Let's do those first. Sheep, you appear to be stuck. There you go. Like this one. Problem solved there. I really don't want to fall into the lava, so. It's nice that we have some so close. Use that for our incinerator. Okay. That's a little better. Don't worry about this. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. This... lava down there. Lava block. Magma block right there. Interesting. What I could do with this would be very time consuming. But I said help farm. So what I could do is I could get a bunch of dirt from somewhere. Stone, whatever. And go and wall this off, make this its own little pond that no one or nothing else can get in or out of. And then turn this into our kelp farm. I think that's not a bad idea. And we have some gravel here, and knowing how gravel works like we do, it would just mean we'd need a ton of gravel, but I mean, the effort required would substantially drop. It would substantial go down, ladies and gentlemen, to quote that great writer and thespian Scott Steiner. I mean, where are we going to find all this gravel, right? And I did want to, get rid of all this stone and turn it into dirt. But this could also be, we could, our underground storage facility, as I often build. It could go over here, under all this stone. Oh no, my shovel. Now what are we going to do? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to take this gravel. We're going to go drop it off. And then I think we'll wrap up. I think we've put in a good couple days of effort here. So I hope if you've hung out and watched, you enjoyed. I know I'm not the most exciting or entertaining streamer. I get that. It's fine. You don't come here for the yelling. There can and will be plenty of it sometimes, but not really my shtick. Well, I don't know, Jay. I think a good early morning yells, sometimes it's the best way to start the day. But we're not playing anything that's gonna get me all upset. It's Minecraft. Okay, there we go. That's the plan. We're gonna need a lot to go over here. And the nice thing about this kelp farm thing, kelp grows really fast, and it will grow as tall as you want it to. Just depending on how deep you make the water that the kelp is growing in. So you can make it shallow enough that you don't need to come up for air. You can make it so deep that you can only do a little bit. It all floats, so it's real easy to pick up. It really, one of my old worlds that I was just playing on my own for fun, it really became my go-to for fuel for the furnaces, just because it's so easy. Yeah, that's the plan. We'll work on that a little more next time. Now it's starting to rain. I've got all those RZ videos I need to encode. So let's head on inside. Hi, how are you? I hate to tell you this. We're done. We just got to the end of the stream, pal. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry. Pro-Dementors? We'll be back next Sunday, though. Every Sunday morning. And then tomorrow night. I'm streaming something else tomorrow night, so. Yeah, sorry. But hey, I appreciate you stopping by and poking your head in. Stream twice a week, every Sunday morning, every Monday night. We're going to save and quit. We're going to hit the stream ending button, which is not working today for some reason. So there's all the usuals. Thanks everybody who hung out and watched. Thanks to the couple of people who followed today. I appreciate y'all. Thanks to the patrons. I need to change that background. I had a list. I was going to change it every week. Well, we haven't seen it here yet, so. Appreciate you hanging out, everybody. We'll see you next time.